What happens when a rising star's dream career collides with a nightmare no one could have predicted? Just a few years ago, D4vd was the TikTok sensation behind Romantic Homicide, skyrocketing to fame as Gen Z's moody indie pop favorite. But now, his name is at the center of a chilling mystery, one that's already canceled shows, shaken fans, and left the music industry scrambling for answers. It all started earlier this month when authorities made a disturbing discovery inside an impounded Tesla. Hidden in the car's front trunk was a bag containing a decomposed body. The vehicle was reportedly registered to none other than 20-year-old singer D4vd, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. Fans were stunned. How could a rising star linked to one of TikTok's biggest hits suddenly find his name tied to something this grim? The details felt almost unreal, and the story was only beginning to unravel. The mystery took an even darker turn when the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner identified the body. It belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a girl who had vanished back in April of 2024 when she was just 13. For over a year, her family and community had been searching for answers, and now the discovery inside that Tesla delivered a heartbreaking confirmation. The revelation shocked the public, turning what was already a bizarre case into a tragedy that left fans and onlookers demanding to know how her path ever crossed with the rising singer. At first, D4vd didn't stop performing. Even after the body was discovered, he carried on with his North American tour as if nothing had happened. But once Celeste's identity was made public, everything changed. A Seattle show was suddenly canceled, his final US stop in Los Angeles disappeared from Ticketmaster, and even a high-profile Grammy Museum appearance was quietly scrubbed from the schedule. To fans, it felt like the tour collapsed overnight, leaving everyone questioning whether he was pulling away on his own, or if the industry was already forcing his hand. The cancellations were just the beginning. D4vd's career started unraveling almost instantly. His deluxe album release, Withered Deluxe, which fans had been counting down to, suddenly vanished from the release schedule without explanation. Major brands that once proudly partnered with him, like Crocs and Hollister, quickly cut ties, removing him from campaigns as the headlines spread. Even fellow artists began stepping away. Kali Uchis revealed she was pulling their collaboration, signaling just how toxic his name had become in the industry. Practically overnight, D4vd went from rising star to someone no one wanted to be associated with. The fallout wasn't limited to the United States. Fans across Europe began noticing something strange on Ticketmaster. Whole blocks of shows disappearing from the schedule. At least 9 stops, including his very first date in Norway, were suddenly marked as canceled. Some events in Sweden, France, and Poland remained listed, along with his December shows in Australia, but nobody knew if they would actually happen. The uncertainty spread quickly through fan circles online, with many wondering if this was the quiet end of his entire international run. What started as a North American collapse was now rippling across the globe. While the tour dates vanished, investigators kept digging. Police confirmed that D4vd was cooperating, but they never said whether he was directly implicated in Celeste's death. What raised even more questions was the Tesla itself. Why it had been impounded in the first place has never been explained. With no charges filed, the public has been left in limbo, fueling endless speculation online. Some believe he's hiding more than he admits, while others insist he's simply caught in the middle of a tragedy. Either way, the silence from both his team and the authorities only made the mystery grow. Only a few years ago, D4vd's story looked completely different. He burst onto the scene in 2022 when his moody breakout single Romantic Homicide went viral on TikTok, racking up millions of streams and climbing the Billboard charts. Labels quickly took notice, and he signed with Interscope, cementing himself as one of Gen Z's most promising alt-pop voices. His blend of indie, low-fi, and R&B influences made him stand out, and fans saw him as a new kind of star who had built his career online. But now, the same artist who once symbolized fresh talent and limitless potential finds himself tangled in headlines no one could have imagined. Now, the future of D4vd's career hangs in the balance. With canceled tours, vanished brand deals, and a cloud of unanswered questions, the momentum that once carried him to stardom is completely stalled. No charges have been filed, but the shadow of this tragedy looms large, and every move he makes is being watched closely. Fans are left torn between their memories of the rising star they once rooted for and the unsettling reality tied to his name today. The real question is whether this marks the sudden end of a promising career, or if it's only the beginning of an even darker chapter still to come.